Hello, Collective. Happy Wednesday, September 11th. So there's been a dependable 12 months from today's letters. There's some kind of dependable 12 months. Spirits say you've been under review these past 12 months, and they want you to understand that you're probably being underpaid. Understand an underpaid power for the second part. Understand that you were this underpaid power. Okay, and they've examined these past 12 months to do that, to find that out. So you're powerful, but you're underpaid. So a whale weathered a webmaster, and a lot of this research revealed that you were this whale that a webmaster was weathered. You weathered them. So they're looking a little beat up. So a famous fate is fathomed. You have this famous fate, and you're manifesting this. There's hundreds that hooray a freshman. Hundreds are going to be hooraying this freshman. Yeah. A non-returnable reality. This will be a reality you can't return. Okay. And view a double header. Yeah. View a double header. That's baseball, but it's kind of rainy today, so I don't think anybody will be throwing around a baseball around here. Yeah, it's crazy rain. Thunder's so loud. It's boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, wow, it's loud out there. Found a master at overburden. Yeah. And one of your ops was this master at overburdening you. Yeah. Just burden. Okay. And then pre-assembled a development. There's some kind of development that's pre-assembled going on in the background today. Yeah. And then presently transformed a newfound land. So you have presently transformed for this newfound land. Yeah. For today's letters. Awesome. 9/11. Oh, it's the memory, isn't it? Yeah, everybody remembers where they were. I do. It's shocking. I had a little TV. And in the 90s, it was something that you'd carry around. You know, I didn't have a cell phone back then. So I had this little TV that you'd plug into your car and you'd watch the TV while you drove. And I was substituting teaching at a high school. I was in a resourceless, I don't know what they call them. Anyway, just a guide. And I had brought that TV inside the classroom because I couldn't take my eyes off of what was going on that morning. And everyone's like, oh, you can't have that in here. I'm like, you want to make a bet? They were already, oh, you need to get rid of that. No, the whole class is going to be watching this. Trust me. And yeah. So that's kind of like what you do. You kind of lead the pack in and you look weird. People are like, what is she doing? It's okay. Just go with the flow. You'll figure it out. So this is the chart tonight. There's this grand trine. You are an active participant. You are the sun. So definitely you are part of this transformation of a family. Now the transformation is happening in the 9th house tonight. So it's a very spiritual one. It's very spiritual, but your bloodline wants you to know that this was crucial for you to accomplish this. Okay. And that's going to be tonight. There's 2 karmic payments. Neptune deals with a female. Okay. This spiritual group, because it's 11th house, used a female that was around other people's money. Okay. Some kind of financial advisor person, maybe a teller at a bank. So this spiritual group used this person, and it caused a war over possessions. Maybe this group, just being Neptune like that shows me that there was a lot of illusion going on, but it would be fraud too, like maybe fraudulent signatures on banking, Yeah, so that's huge. And then this one was Saturn, with the tried to expand possessions using an active person in a legacy. Yeah. Tried to expand possessions for themselves. Yeah, your bloodline wants you to know that you being in this grand trine tonight, it's like, yeah, the insignificant one that you tried to bully is the one that just happened to transform this family fearlessly, by the way. But go ahead and throw them away. Yeah, right. Okay, so let me show you what's down here really quick. So for tonight, there's this 19-degree Virgo sun, 19 degrees. And you're to emulate the ascended masters while it's in this hangman position, you're to emulate your ascended masters that you've studied and look up to, pray to, talk to. That's kind of that 19 degrees Virgo. The reason why they tell you tonight to emulate them is the natural tendency to be 19 degrees Virgo is to compete, okay? But because you've ascended, you recognize the wisdom in emulating those that you look up to. So just know that the regular vibe around you today would be, I'm going to compete with that person. and you don't have to, because we have ascended. So, and then the other one for September 11th is this Justice card. And it's the price you pay when you toy with love. Somebody toyed with love, thought love was just a game, And since it's the 11th, I've got this North Shield, and it's about wisdom and gratitude for your ancestors, the people that helped you through this to get you to this point. The crossing is some kind of choice. There's some kind of choice about what happens when you play with love. And it's the first degree of Capricorn for the moon. And it's created some complex circumstances. Yeah, Howard Hughes has this birthday, very complex person in our history. So because they toyed with love, it's the outcome is this really complex character. All you have to do is think of Howard Hughes or watch those movies and you go, oh yeah, he was quite different. Up here is Mercury. He's got all kinds of plans. See all of his notes. He's going nuts, but he's 4 degrees Virgo. He's direct, and yeah, he feels all these complex signals. Okay, he feels all this. So he's really out to what school of economics is this exactly? That's what Mercury's worried about here, is this gross abuse of money, and now how do we distribute it? So he's looking over all these economic theories tonight. Then you come down here, and so Venus and Mars have the Hermit card tonight, okay? So Venus is the 16 degrees Libra, and Don Quixote, that book, that story, Don Quixote, basically went and created his own life, got really creative, couldn't deal with reality and went and created his own kind of story. And then Mars, he's developing a defense because he knows that he got carried away. Yeah, he got carried away with other people's money. So he's developing a defense right now. And then I put the 8 down here because we're going to illuminate. We're going to illuminate that situation. And then Jupiter tonight is the hangman, 20 degrees Gemini. It moved another degree. And Frank has this birthday. Okay, and so we just want to know why the Wizards of Zion couldn't cure human suffering. Why couldn't they have used their magic for some really, devastating things in our history that could have been helped? So Jupiter wants to ask that question tonight. And Saturn is this 15 degrees Pisces. He's got a few ways to help Mercury up here. He's got a few ways to help the Hermit with this other people's money tonight. And then we've got a tower for Uranus. Neptune has the star. Pluto has a moon again. And then your destiny has a lot of strength and another hangman. Yeah. Permission. Yeah. Because the machine was saying permission. Your destiny, collective, is on the table tonight. That's why Mercury's going over all these economic theories. Yeah, remanaging the money. So I hope it doesn't cut off my video yesterday. You just saw me go like this and it was over. So I had to create more storage. So I hope I did that. Ancestors, please be here for this reading. I love you. I love you. And Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, please be here. And Ascendant Master Jesus, please don't leave us in a hangman. If we get left in a hangman, Jesus, make it comfortable. We love you. Enlighten us tonight. I can't do it without you. All right, guys. So, I don't know. It's a rainy day. It was boom, boom, boom with the thunder. Their biggest thing is, you had to become a political genius, a legal genius, and now we're talking economics tonight. These economic these theories. Yeah. But, you know, your ancestors want you to know this person, this Mars, could have been a female, was competing with you. Competing. Mm-hmm. And all of these economic theorists, like Adam Smith, Jeffrey Harcourt has the birthday for 4 degrees Cancer. Jeffrey Harcourt. Tell me when I read about these economic theories with money and how to distribute it and how to make it grow, and is if when you meet to be equals, mm-hmm. And better yet, be powerless, and then you'll see your money go far. Isn't that amazing? And these are theorists, these are philosophers on how to make money grow. So when you come together to compete with another hermit, because Venus has the hermit too, I don't think they can look at each other. That's so weird. No, they just look, don't they? Yeah, I think so. So the best way to compete with another hermit is to meet on equal ground. And better yet, ditch the ego. Ditch it. Ditch the power. Ditch the power. Yeah, that's all he had to do, and he couldn't do it. Instead, he wanted to steamroll over you. Okay. So anyway, that's what this hermit is looking at. There's a keen theory of economics. Yep, and it says short-term and long-term expectations. You should depend on the people. The people. It's all interwoven. Economics is all interwoven with what? The people. Yeah. So yeah, we could just go off of what the stock market's doing, or we could just go off of what technology's doing. We could just go off of what commercially is happening. But at the end of the day, they're all interwoven. And this group of people, see, they tipped the scale. They tipped it because, well, we want the power. So they didn't consider all of these other things that could make it complex. Lover's card, the moon. Yep. See, that's what happened when they tipped the scale like that. They didn't care about looking at everything interwoven. No. They knew where they centralized it. They centralized the money. And when they did that, it caused a whole bunch of the adverse effects of that. When you read theorist after theorist after theorist in history, it don't matter if it's a philosopher, it don't matter what they're studying, politics, finance, and they will tell you, look, the best way to run a good government is to treat people kindly. Yeah, equally. Better yet, just lose the power entirely. Oh well. I know I'm getting lippy. I can't help it. You guys crack me up. They crack me up today. They do. Okay, so ancestors, tell me. So we've got this justice, the price you pay when you mess with love. Okay. It's caused this justice couldn't be met. They're looking at that today because somebody thought that love was to be toyed with, like a cat and a mouse. Like, oh, this is fun. Let's do it. Let's bring grasshoppers in the house. That's what my cat does. Okay. And the planet's like, well, let's examine that. And what that created was a lot of like Howard Hughes vibe. Howard Hughes was eccentric. You read about his aviation empire, and he was quite eccentric. Okay. It created this lightning bolt of, oh my gosh, you want to do that, huh? Well, let's just find out how good a choice that was. So what's some wisdom on this? It looks like they've caused ripples of effect in the universe, and it's a steep road for them from here on out to fix it. Yep, that's what the little computer's saying. Steep road. An emperor was in the middle of this, and a king of swords. So you had an emperor in your storyline and a king of swords that tried to make it look like, oh no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Everything's great. They did this by them not looking at you. Because if they knew the truth about what they'd done to you, it would be like, what? Is that like an everyday choice for human beings? Yeah, what they did to you was horrible. They don't even want it to become public because of the way you were treated. So, and I'm not saying these two did it, but what they were responsible for monetarily came from the abuse. I mean, it was just a huge abuse. So they don't want people to look at you. They don't want people to see you. They don't want people to know how these people did this, and why they tipped the scales. Ancestors, what's this love that creates this choice? Okay, so they have a choice. The King of Swords and the Emperor have a choice to make based off of the complex results. There's been some shocking results. It's been maybe somebody died in your storyline. Okay, that wasn't expected, you know. You were supposed to be dead, but somebody else did, see? So it's almost like God kicks back with the thunder today, you know, and a little lightning, to wake them up, Like, look, if you don't do this right, it's going to be bad. So tell me about this. What's this choice about? This choice, yeah, this was a Three of Swords thing, right? This was Three of Swords, because this is you, collective, okay? This is the passed over loved one, and this is God in the middle, okay, of those three swords in that heart. Yeah. So you talked to a passed over one, and then you both started talking to God, and this is where we're at with this, okay? And it leaves them with this Page of Cup kind of feeling. This is Page of Cups. So this, you know, the little guy with the fish, like, hi, oh, hi, remember me? Yeah. Yeah. The ancestors want you to know it wasn't, they just didn't have balance. This Emperor and this King of Swords were not balanced. And all they have to do is read Wealth of Nations, any Adam Smith stuff, any philosophers on economics, finance, politics, if that interests you better. You know, it doesn't have to be in one arena, but when you're covering a large mass of people, commercially, financially, institutionally, industrial, it all intertwines to be effective. You can't just cut the people out of the equation and make decisions behind the background and think, well, the people will be fine with that. But what happens when the people find out? Okay, and that's what happened is some people found out. Okay, so the King of Swords, Emperor, they know of a broken heart. They feel bad. Now they're trying to make it right. Let's go up to Mercury, because he's the one with all the sticky notes up here. He's got a store of information. Mercury has 4 degrees Virgo. He's the Hermist. We got 3 hermits out here tonight. Venus, Mars, and Mercury all have Hermit. So there's still some looking into, investigating. And it says that this gross abuse of money deserves a new way to distribute, to make it fair. Okay. One of them is this Keene theory. Whether it be short-term or long-term, always depend on the people. Okay? Yeah. Don't exclude people out of the equation. Economic theorist. Yeah. Because the risk of the profit, let's say you disregarded the people, and you did. You had this huge lump of money. And then you find out, oh, wait, that person's not dead. And it was based off an insurance policy. Do you see what I mean? They didn't include chaos, but they also cut out people. You see? Because that person wasn't dead. You didn't have to treat them like they were a ghost. You didn't have to erase them. You know what I mean? So, and that's one of the things, these philosopher kings of our past. That's why I love history. But Adam Smith was big on that. He's like, you know, there's no point making a profit and doing it by stepping on people. By the time it's all said and done, you will not have enough profit to pay back that individual that you ran over back there. You won't. The profit will not be worth it by the time you make it there. And they didn't think of that. They didn't think anyone would blow a whistle on it. But that's why we have checks and balance in government, you know, because wait a minute, what's this all about, you know? And then they stop, ask questions, they do summaries, they do 6-month summaries, yearly, annual, fiscal. They do all kinds of reports throughout the year to make sure that everything is like, oh yeah, what's that? Oh, okay, I remember that. You know what I mean? And somebody went back and did a fiscal annual report or whatever and said, well, my Lord, what's going on here? You know? Yeah. tell me about Mercury. I already can tell by looking at him. He's quite confused at what school they went to. Ace of Swords. He's like, what school did you go to again? I don't know what they went to. But people are what matter. People have the heartbeat. That's you can never ignore the heartbeat. I'm sorry. That's why I like drums and music, because it's the heartbeat. And it was risky. It was risky for them to disregard your heartbeat, because everyone heard your heart beating. Everyone did. Everyone could hear it. It was driving them nuts. What's that sound? Oh, it's the collective's heartbeat. Oh, okay. Tell me about the Hermit up here in front of the consciousness tonight, distributing resources due to a power that was out of hand. Or produce complex. Yeah. When they abuse the power, it sent out these stress signals. The stress signal was, wow, you've created this choice, and now it involves very complex. Yeah, this wasn't a cut and dried situation. Now we've got all kinds of things involved that we have to examine. So now we have Howard Hughes out here in the middle of the reading. Howard Hughes, this eccentric aviator empire that locked himself in his motel room for 4 months and wouldn't come out. You know, did it affect the finances? No, the poor man almost went nuts. But that's what we have here. That's what we have is this very eccentric outcome, once in a lifetime kind of outcome. Like, we don't encourage anyone to follow these rules, because this is what will happen. We're lucky everyone's still in one piece, and this isn't over. You know what I mean? So there was a King of Wands. Mercury is working with, okay, he's having to, yeah, a King of Wands in your storyline cannot get over how they segregated you, how prejudiced this person was, that you didn't exist, you didn't matter, insignificant. Couldn't get over that. Couldn't get over that. This is somebody you've probably known your whole life, this King of Wands, yeah. Okay, tell me about this King of Wands. Why did he think, was Collective not smart enough? Was she not pretty enough? Was he kind of an embarrassment to the family or something? What was wrong with Collective? Couldn't get over how they segregated you. Yeah. You just weren't up to par, man. And that was risky for him to do that. Well, first of all, spirits want you to know that they didn't know. We didn't know that you were connected to the passed over ones. You know, I knew when I was at a very young age, I would run through this dark hallway to get to my room at the very end of the hallway, because there were all these spirits hovering, wanting to tuck me in and say, we love you. I didn't know what that was. I just could feel them. And I think that's so funny now. But as a kid, it frightened me. I was like, what's going on? I would sprint to my room to get to my room. But yeah, he didn't know that. He didn't know that you could talk to the passed over ones. And when I did, I found true love. So I'm just saying, if you don't think you can, just spend a few quiet moments by yourself and get some of their favorite items that you remember those people by, and maybe put on their favorite music and just start, and talking and seeing what is getting pounded in your head. And that's them telling you, yes, I'm here. That's what that is. Okay, so there was an angel that got confused over you. Okay, oh wow. So King of Pentacles, okay, was also confused. Okay, so these two must be buddies. These two must be friends. A King of Pentacles, or they could be the same person, and a King of Wands, fire and earth, Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, and your Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They work together to do this. But now they're absolutely confused. Yeah, you shook up their reality because they didn't know that water sign, man or female, collective person, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you'd have to be a water sign, right, to be in the middle of this, because you're the intuitive one. They didn't know you talked to angels. Yeah, chirp, chirp, chirp. They didn't know that. Well, you talk to nature too, see? Yeah. Yeah. And they want you to know that when you mention somebody passed over or you honor somebody passed over, that person comes around your aura to help you because they've seen what's been done to you. You know, I didn't know I could talk to Kobe Bryant, but you know, I kept shooting hoops one night and I mentioned his name and all of a sudden it's like, hey, let me help you. And I was like, oh, right on. And we were trying to punch a hole in this sky to tell people, look, you don't do that. What are you doing? Yeah, they didn't know you could talk to the passed over ones. Yeah. All right, so yeah, Mercury's going back. He's gonna, basically what he's gonna have to do is he's gonna have to consider that there's other avenues besides tipping scales that are more correct. Yeah. And it should never include a prejudice or a segregation, elimination of any heartbeat that's still working properly. Yeah, they acted like you were in the soil already. And maybe that's what happened until they realized, no, that person actually is this person doing these videos every day on YouTube. Yeah, good for you. Maybe your platform saved your life. You don't even know it yet. You don't even know it. Crazy, huh? Okay, so let's go down here to the two hermits that Mars and Venus both have the hermit. 16 degrees Libra for Venus and 4 degrees Cancer, Libra and Cancer tonight. So we got the ocean and the nice summer breeze. They come together. That's kind of a pleasant thought. Yeah, let's be on the ocean with a nice summer breeze. Man, I want to be there. So anyway, they want to illuminate to you because we got the number 8, which is clarity, illumination. That if you're going to compete with another hermit, okay, it's best, just the wisdom of an old owl or an old economic theorist, that you do it equally and you do it without power. Yeah. So I guess if Rockefeller, what would Rockefeller have to do if he was trying to take over another corporation? He would have to do this the correct way. He would have to find somebody that would be interested in working to compete and do it honestly, okay? He couldn't send himself over there, okay? Because maybe this Venus just isn't a Rockefeller, okay? That's power over technique. She'll be intimidated. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what he's getting at. And maybe spiritually you'd outrank Rockefeller, so you wouldn't care at all. Yeah, send him on over. But in theory, you need to treat people equally, fairly, and better yet, get rid of the ego, get rid of the power. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that because you both want what's most equitable. You both want a profit. And the universe believes that you both can have a profit, is what, the planets say. Which, by the way, yeah. Spirit team is really impressed with how you've created balance with the planets. They're becoming more brilliant. They're working together better because of collective's efforts. Yeah, because of your efforts, the planets are even working better together. Yeah, nice. So, yeah. And the other pitfall is to realize that this was clarified in the subconscious by today, for sure, for Mercury, and for this problem with this Howard Hughes emotional issue in the middle of today's reading. Now we have an eccentric thing to solve, that the risk of this profit, no matter how much money you pulled to one jar, it can't repay what you did to that person, okay? It can't. So you risked all this profit. And now what? For what? What, to put somebody in a mental hospital for the rest of their life? I mean, and thank God you had God, right? Thank God you had a higher one, ascended masters. But that's what they had hoped to do. Well, then that's perfect. Are you using your brain? They don't use their brain. Because you just happen to be the next Robert Oppenheimer, let's say, for the healer. The next inventor of something as huge as atomic energy. Okay, let's just hypothetically, wow, so you just Yeah, they don't like it. Mercury's plans are very detailed, so they don't want you to worry today. Everything's on the table is what he wants you to know. Everything's on the table, okay? Yep. And it's shocking. When it all came to the table, it was shocking. Yeah. Yeah. And they don't want you to be sad, because I don't know if you've seen my other readings, but you might forgive some of these people because, like you were told a version of events that was not quite correct. Okay? So you just went through life based off of what you knew. Okay? That's all you did. And that's all we ever can do until you ascend, and then you got these, they're telling you, no, this is what's going on. Yeah. This Mars, 4 degrees Cancer, okay? Oh my gosh, Kurt Cobain, I love you. Okay, he was a Pisces, but he was married to a Cancer, okay? He was married to a Cancer, okay? I mean, the sign Cancer. Courtney Love, I believe, was a Cancer, yeah, okay. Not that she is part of what I'm going to say, or what if Kirk's, but he wrote that song, and that song is part of what happened here. Because I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for months. That's what's going on for Mars tonight, emotionally, in this ocean that he's in. I've been locked in this for months. Yeah. Heart-shaped box. That's how Mars feels tonight. Thank you, Kurt. Love you. Okay, so Jupiter, 20 degrees Gemini tonight. Now, this breaks my heart a little bit, too, because 20 degrees Gemini happens to be Anne Frank's birthday, okay? World War II, little girl stuffed in an attic, you know, talk about human suffrage. Wow. Breaks my heart even thinking about it. But the question Jupiter has, he remembers that. He remembers that. And believe me, when she passed over, she got so much love. Oh, my Lord. Everybody fawned over her. She just, yeah. God bless Anne Frank. So the reason why I'm bringing her up is because Jupiter's question to this Knights of Zion, or this Wizards of Zion, whatever they call themselves, why couldn't you have done magic to help human suffrage? To help the people in the concentration camps? Oh, wait, okay, because that's because you were fascist Nazi, okay, I get, but you know what I mean? It's like, get over the roof you come under. I'm a Catholic, I can't do that, or I'm a Baptist, I can't do that. Do you love God? Do you see the suffering? I think that's enough. But they got so hung up over their roof, you know, Wizards of Zion, that they couldn't even help a little girl in an attic. He was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So he just, Jupiter's like, can you re-examine some things? Because, yeah. Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations never oppressed the individual for a profit. The abuse agenda could never repay the penalty to a heartbeat. Yeah, the good ones know that. That you don't disregard the people. Don't disregard the people. I'm telling you. Okay, Jupiter, do you want me to do cards on him? Let's see. What else do you want to tell us? There's something national going on. It's kind of a national rebirth. Your story, if and when, and it may not come, it's going to affect the heartbeat of the nation. Okay? It is. It truly is. Kind of like when J.C. Dugard got to come home. My God, she'd been locked in that man's garage or whatever for 20 years of her life, giving birth to his kids, that monster. So, you know, that kind of was a story. It was like, well, wow, why didn't we see that going on? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, let's be a little more tuned in to exactly what's going on around us so that won't happen ever again, okay? Jupiter wants you to know about, oh, thanks, Jupiter. There's a King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles from your past. That this is hurting the most, okay? She's getting the most of the, but you, okay, all right, I'll try and remember. They told me something about this last night. The abuser tends to put themselves in an environment. This is why it's hard to identify abusers. This is hard. Why we did not identify that this little J.C. Dugard was in this dude's garage. This is why it's hard. Because the abuser will surround themselves with a story or belongings that are quite sad. So you almost take pity on the abuser because it's something they surround their environment in. It was kind of hard for me to pick up on what. And so you don't identify it. That's not your first thought. And that's where they get you because it's an illuminate. It's false. And a lot of times they'll blame the victim. Yeah, they probably told, the people in your storyline, oh no, that they're the abuser. Yeah, they probably went to court and tried to get your kids stolen from you because they abuse them. And that wasn't true at all. Because the master of illusion will set it up around his home. Oh no, look what's happened to me. There's no way I could be an abuser. And so nobody looks, and then they find out. And it's horrifying. It's horrifying. So it's up to you whether you want to, they were saying today, this morning, I was reading that this person might need a kidney or, your blood or something. And you know what? They're enough. Okay, you've had enough. Thank you so much. They're vampires. They're vampires. And the fact that they did it the way they did it and caused an illusion for the entire town to see it a certain way, please, no. Think of another way to help this person realize that was not correct. Not correct to spread a bunch of hogwash about somebody to get this big pot of pie. The big pot of pie. Yeah. Did it so people would love her, put her on a big platform. Oh, we love you so much. That's buying friends. She was buying friends, man. She was buying her club. 11th house. And telling people she was Christian. Yeah, the Jehovah Witnesses came to my door today. Yeah. They asked me, did you want to talk about weird things going on in the world? And I says, yeah, no. And she gave me this. And this is why I kept this, because it says, a son has been given to us and the government will rest on his shoulder. From Isaiah 9:6. Yeah. I said, you got to build those relationships with Christ. And they said, yeah, you're right. I'm really busy. But I was kind to him, But, yeah. And I'm not undervaluing that. This relationship that you have with, that's why you're as powerful as you are, okay? He does want you to read 2 Corinthians 13, okay? Now, 13 minus 2, being the 2 Corinthians, is 11 for today's date. So that's why I picked it. But Christ is not weak when he deals with you. He is powerful among you. Although he was crucified in weakness, he now lives by the power of God. We too are weak, just as Christ was. But when we deal with you, we will be alive with him and we'll have God's power. Yeah. Isn't that interesting that, we crucified Christ as this weak, insignificant heartbeat. Heartbeat doesn't matter. Who are you? What are you? Can't define what you are exactly. And then now it's just like this huge strength of power for anybody who taps into it. Like he'll just lift you up. You're solid, I don't know. It says something spiritually, Okay, so Saturn, you've got 15 degrees retrograde. He gets the Emperor tonight. He gets the Emperor card. He's problem solving, so this is Saturn. But he's sitting down. The Emperor's sitting down tonight because he kind of realizes, the black and the white of the issue. Like, this is horrible. This is horrible that we made this very wrong decision. In regard to humanity, Yeah. We don't treat human beings like that. What are we? It's horrible what they did to you. He has a couple plans for your ops. He wanted me to tell you this. One is that to take all the millionaires in the United States and they can draw straws. All the millionaires, multimillionaires in the United States can draw straws, okay? And then they can pick the economically depressed area that they want to work with, okay? You pick an economically depressed area, millionaire man, and I tell you what, we will release penalties on your IRA or your stock portfolio if you invest in this economically depressed area. That means spending a year building housing for low-income people. That means getting jobs for these low-income families, whatever it means. but know that you will get tax breaks for doing this. Yeah, that's what Saturn wants to do. Because I think people with money, they get hit up for money every day. Yeah. But for the first time, our nation doing this huge shift of an abuse, there's a reason for it, okay? Because this was tied up for many years of people just vying for power. Yeah. And it was stupid. When they could have been investing in, here's your straw. Okay, what area on the map? Okay, take your pick. And just spend a year getting to know that community, getting to raise them up, and we'll give you tax breaks for it. Yeah, because he'll get a profit off of that, I guarantee. Anyone with that much money knows how to manage it, okay? They have a team of people helping them, and it might change their life too, okay? I'm just saying. So Saturn wants to do something like that because he believes that's where you are leading people's thought life. Yeah, we didn't just ascend like wave at people from the clouds and go, nee, 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 nee. No, we get up there and we go, oh, why isn't somebody doing that? Or why isn't somebody doing that? And, we can identify it easier. So that's what Saturn wants to help because he's borders and safeties tonight. Thank you. I love you, Saturn. Okay, I'm going to come over here to Uranus because this is the Tower. There's a Tower moment for one of your ops today. It's probably this King of Pentacles and this King of Wands. Okay. These are the people that knew you your whole life, okay? King of Pentacles, King of Wands. Thought there's no way that person can cut it. No way. Yeah, no, The arena is empty except for one man still driving and striving as fast as he can. The sun had gone down and the moon has come up, and long ago somebody left with the cup. But he's driving and striving, hugging the turns and thinking of somewhere he still burns. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in a time of need. Thank you, Cake. That was a song by Cake. Yeah, that's you. It's like you didn't want the cup. This wasn't about getting no cup. You weren't in this for the cup. Who the hell cares about a cup? It's going to get dust on a shelf. You did it for a better life. A life that, hi, I'm here. I'm not in the soil. I'm not in the soil. No, Earth connected. Yeah. They covered it up by calling it you were Earth connected. Do you mean you buried that person? Yeah, whatever. Earth connected. Okay, so this Tower, thunder with flare. Yeah, and that was today. I had a lot of thunder outside. It was loud. Loud. And the computer's saying SHIT. So it must have scared a few people. They had to, clean up their area. Yep. Okay, tell me about this thunder. What kind of information got put on the table? You said that all the information was on the table and it was shocking. Tell me about that. Oh, God. It created some burdens. It was heavy. It was heavy for him. Yeah. Tell me, okay, is there anything specific that got revealed? Yeah, and we don't want to talk about it. Well, I have to tell collective. Oh God, yeah. Like I'm saying, they looked at you for 12 months from the words in today's date. They looked at you for a good year here. Okay, they watched what you did, And what's funny is you did nothing different than what you usually would do. Okay, but I guess I shouldn't say that because a lot of you removed yourself from those people, so that was what was different. Okay, however, they watched it for 12 months. And they realized that, you know exactly who you are and what your destiny is. You're equipped for it. And they're kind of looking like this right now. I don't know what this was. I don't know what your family left you. But it almost, to me, when I get this vibe of like they owned a department store or something, and you were on the board. They wanted to be on the board instead. So they just said you were dead. That's a song, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's something like that, because they realize that's a perfect fit for that, actually, based on their experiences. Yeah, I know what that's like. Okay, cool. So Neptune has some cool stuff for you tonight. You are the day of the battler, not the person in the battle, or not the event, not the event. It's the person in the battle. So instead of like the football team, no, instead of the arena, we're looking at the football team. Is that right? You want me to, the heartbeats? Okay, yeah. So 28 degrees Pisces is retrograde, the star card. No matter where the star is then, okay, the ancestors want you to think about, let's just look at this heartbeat for just 1 second. Because, I don't know if you got my reading, I did, 2 years ago, on Prefontaine, the runner, okay, out of Eugene, Oregon. Now, that arena, okay, they would have all the stands like stomping their feet and chanting pre for that runner. Now there's other runners from the state of Oregon that are competing, and all the stands are doing at the starting line is pre, because he was a showboat. It was his gig. It's what he was put on earth to do, and he loved every minute of it. And he was a front runner, so he'd always go way out front really, really fast. And he'd just push himself to, my God, I don't even know how you did it, Pre. I mean, it's like, I think of your lungs and I go, you must have had incredible strength in your lungs for that oxygen. Yeah. Anyway, so what your ancestors want you to remind you of, being this 28 degrees Pisces like this, and what is the clarity of your purpose. Okay, that should be really clear to you now. And I guess that's why Neptune is locked in with these other planets, is to remind you that that's part of why they're retrograde too, is to remind you of be very clear on your purpose. You have some strong clairs, you have some strong attributes that stand out. There's reasons why people like to watch certain readers, because you have that certain skill that they need, that they look forward to hearing. So Neptune wants to remind you that. Is there anything that stood out on the storyline for this, Neptune? Yeah, you want to add something, don't you? Okay, the devil. Yeah, the devil tried to hide this and dump your cup out. They tried to just pretend. They didn't even set the table for you, okay? If it was a dinner, if it was breaking bread, they didn't even set your table place there. That's what's horrible too. But that's more of a family thing. Society's not going to put people in jail for that. Let's be honest, okay? That's not, you know what I mean? That's probably what broke your heart. But at the end of the day, you got over that. And now we're looking at, well, this is a social crime. This is horrible. This is horrible that you can do this in a society and try and get away with it. Yeah, this is the end. And Neptune wants you to know that you've become the butterfly. Yeah. You got this new boundary thing. Yes is yes, no is no. And it took a lot for you to get to that point. If you didn't let go of all the little, sinful things in your personality, it's because those create who you are. For now, I think you'll always be someone that will be able to change and be innovative, and you'll be in different circumstances, and maybe those things will fade away naturally. Yeah, naturally. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so that's encouraging. Pluto, 29 degrees Capricorn, retrograde, read between the lines. It's got the moon card tonight. So we got a couple of moon goddesses there. It's called the Fancy Child. When you got 29 degrees Capricorn, the Fancy Child, Cary Grant. Cary Grant had this birthday. Yeah, believe it or not. Cary Grant also did a lot of LSD. Not that that's what we remember him by, but I thought that was kind of shocking because he's such a beautiful movie star. You think, oh. But I think, and I'll have to ask you, I'll have to spend time with you, Cary Grant, but they said that was kind of a religious experience for him, see, to have that LSD and to go into outer space and stuff. It's probably what he was probably astral traveling and doing all these things we're doing now. It just wasn't Age of Aquarius. It happened to be back in the You know what I mean? So that's how he wanted to transcend, but nobody was talking about it, or maybe he didn't get around people that told him about it. So again, probably someone a little ahead of his time. Yeah, a little ahead of his time. He would have probably fit in perfect, Age of Aquarius, because we would have told him it's a religious experience. You don't have to, I guess you could drop the acid, if you want to go way out there, but all you have to do is meditate, meet that point of nirvana, and you'll see what we see. You know what I mean? And your heart will have never experienced that kind of love. You'll never not want to be a part of it, because the love is why you do it. Yeah. Okay, Cary Grant, fancy child. He's the fancy child with the moon card. Tell me, what do you want to tell collective? Cary Grant. Deck. Oh, he did have a deck of cards. He probably would have, yeah. Pluto's handling the judgment. Yeah. See, because hypothetically speaking, you're that Cary Grant character, and they would have nailed him to a cross over that LSD. You know what I mean? In today's day and age, this personality type, this oppressor, and yet, the value of what he was behind a camera. But yeah, this kind of oppressor, which he didn't have in his karma. Think of that too. Good going, Cary Grant. You didn't have that oppressor around. This is like having the karma of Ivan the Terrible over your life, your whole life. Now, seriously, to break this curse is huge, because when you come back next time, there's no Ivan the Terrible to deal with, okay, to pervert every step of your walk, okay? But I'm just saying, maybe that's why I thought of that fancy child, Cary Grant, is, nobody thinks to look behind the scenes. And just like your abuser, he's an abuser. His environment is surrounded by things that keep people from looking closer, okay? Yeah. That actually make him look like a victim, okay? So you don't look any further, because you respect that, they've been, you know what I mean? But that's not the case at all. See, they are hurting people. And that's what we got to get good at, is identifying it early enough that we don't see some kid like J.C. Dugard coming out of the woodworks. We couldn't find her 20 years ago. Oh my God, here she is. She's got 2 kids, I mean, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Okay, what was falling down here? Oh, I don't know. I think that was just Pluto. He knows I baby him. I'll come get you. All right. All right, so that's Pluto. So we've got your destiny. We've got this strength that this strength, 6 degrees Aries. Born on this day. It's to be announced. You're born on this day. You should claim your destiny today, whether you can move forward or not, because we can't live without your attributes, is what the spirits are saying. We can't live without it. We don't care what the rest of the world. You can just keep doing this. We like what you do. So, and you agree. And to heal, you have this social awareness as this healer. 22 degrees, it's retrograde, so it's this upside down hangman. But because of this social awareness, you can enlighten other people. Yeah. Why don't we pick, a neck of the woods that's not doing too hot and go hang out and see what we could do to help. You know what I mean? The millionaires in America need to pick a straw. Yeah. Today's date. Take your pick. All right, now here's the map. Where do you want to go? Boom. Now you're free of any tax penalties or whatever for the year. Good luck. May God be with you. I love you, collective. Happy Wednesday.